Previously on the 8 Question Show, how important is exercise?
I think exercise is your lifeline. I think movement's medicine. You know, as simple as that. I think if you're not exercising, you're putting yourself in that grave sooner than you should be there, you know? If you don't exercise right now, you're going to lose the fight, is how I look at that.
Can't afford, that's why I'm front line, hand the sword. I do this all for myself, not the cash or no damn award. I need intelligence to craft my bars. I need the medicine that grows effervescent from the hands of God. I need inheritance to slash the odds, create a pipeline to the well while you grasp for straws. 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions.
Welcome back to the 8 Question Show, where we inject knowledge in your brains by asking the right question. We have our good friend, Coach John Rahn, aka Coach JR, in the compound with us today. So, second question, Coach, you ready for it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Is there such thing as a perfect physique?
Whew. So I'll give my nice answer and I guess the naughty answer.
There you go.
Okay.
The nice answer is this. I mean, I just feel like it's all like self-comfort.
Okay.
You know, like if you wake up in the morning and you get out of the shower and you like what you see, I think that's more important than this world that we live in now. That's just filter this and filter that. Give me the right angle, give me the right lighting type of deal. So I think number one, it's you just got to be comfortable with what you're bringing to the table.
Okay.
Especially if you are working hard. You know, if you are putting in that effort with your nutrition and you're working out a few times a week and you're trying your best to take care of your body, I think, you know, being so hard on yourself is not the right way to go about your fitness journey. You know, I think you need to give yourself that time and understand like it's a slow process that, you know, the slower you go, the better it is. Everybody wants that instant gratification.
Oh, question.
Oh, that's an interesting point. The slower you go, the better it is.
Well, I just say that because, you know,
the grass go.
you get somebody that wants to lose weight. If you aggressively lose weight and you drop your 20 or 30 pounds in a month, that's coming back. You know, like that's the keto diet. That's the Atkins diet. That's this crazy ass dieting that you might be another question, but that's what it is, you know, because that's what's happening. You're getting that quick fix and then 3 months later you gain it all back. But we'll probably talk about that in a minute. So yeah, I think being comfortable and confident with yourself, if you're at a state where, like I said, you're doing the right things, then that would be, hey, you're good. If you feel good, you know, then that's yours. You know, own that. The real question is the perfect physique. I'll go into two different parts of it because you have the Instagram female show your ass every other picture,
exactly,
which is like okay,
terrible.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like, dude, everybody's got glutes. You know, like, and yours are great, but
you can purchase them now.
Right.
Really?
You know, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
And then you have the dudes who, you know, don't leave the gym, are shredded up, meathead-esque, and, you know, they're what? Mid-20s, don't do anything but go to the gym, work out. And I've done that. I've been in that world, so I get it. So there's that. So like you have those people that perfect. But if I had to go into like a movie character or like a human that's like, yo, that's fucking awesome. My personal ideal body build would be Brad Pitt and Troy.
Oh.
You know, like shredded up, pretty jacked, but not like crazy jacked.
Can we make a picture of that pop up on the screen right here?
I mean, exactly. I was funny because I was talking and one of my buddies was like, yeah, dude, I want to get in shape. And he's like, you know, best body ever is Brad Pitt in Fight Club. And I'm like, Brad Pitt in Fight Club was kind of like almost borderline drug addict. Like, right?
He was a little emaciated.
That's where I go to the Troy body. You know, bodies growing up that you saw where you were like, dude, I want to look like that.
Yeah.
Stallone.
Oh, yeah.
Like against Apollo.
Well, in 1 or 2.
I think it was 2.
Yeah.
When he got like real shredded.
Yeah,
And then was Drago 3?
I think so, yeah.
Because that was
No, 3 was Mr. T.
Mr. T. Mr. T, that's right.
So
That's right.
Rocky 4. Stallone in Rocky 4.
Shredded.
Statue.
He admitted to taking anabolic steroids
But
for
that's-
Rocky 4.
So there you go. So there you go, right? That's what happens though. You kind of go into those worlds where you're like, you're going after that perfect physique.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you know, everybody needs to have their kind of own definition of perfect and stop looking for, you know, I want to look like that person on Instagram. I want to look, because you don't know what they're doing.
100%.
You also don't know their lifestyle. And you like, it's like a pro athlete, right?
Yeah.
Like these pro football players and pro baseball players, like I remember when Andy Pettitte came out and said, yeah, I was taking HGH. That's fucking fine by me.
Yeah.
Because you're a pro athlete and you're trying to sustain your career.
100%.
Like I'm not in that boat and I train athletes. Like if that's something you got to do, but if you look at his body doing that and you look at Barry Bonds' body doing that, Andy Pettitte was doing it to recover.
Barry
Right?
Bonds had a button.
Barry Bonds was doing it to knock the cover off the ball.
Right.
So
And he did it.
Barry Bonds had a perfect physique he was looking for. Andy Pettitte had a perfect physique that he was looking for.
100%.
So, you know, again, it's hard to answer that question, but I do think that like at the end of the day, and it also goes into your career. You know, I think if you're in law enforcement or if you're in like a first responder, I think you need to take care of yourself. I think you need to look at yourself and say, I project this.
Right.
I can control this atmosphere just by
100%.
walking in the room, or I could lose this real quick.
Right.
And I saw that in my career as an agent, you know, in a jail, like being in a jail and seeing it go down.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
you know? So
If like every single prison guard looked like Bill Gates, that would be a real problem.
yeah, right.
That would be a
Right.
big problem.
So yeah, the perfect physique, I think it's out there, but you know what's cool though, I think too, is go chase it. You know, if you see something in your head that you want to look like,
Yeah.
I remember hiring a coach years ago and he was like, give me your dream body. And I just kind of laid it out there for him. And he was like,
Done.
Was it Brad Pitt and Troy?
it was close to like the beach worthy, like all year round. Like if I look this way, I'm going to go buy blueberries with no shirt on in the middle of winter. One of those, you know?
Exactly.
Because
a great
who
way to
doesn't
do it.
want to look like that?
Well,
you know?
100%.
But if people knew how hard it was to keep that,
Yes.
you know, because you're looking at a body fat percentage that has to be under 7% for most dudes.
Yeah.
It's real hard to keep, man.
100%.
Ryan Gosling said, or not Ryan Gosling. I think it was Ryan Gosling. He said it was Ryan Reynolds. He goes, it was 6 months for me to get this body, and it takes 6 minutes for me to lose this body.
Before you even said the 6 minutes, I was going to say 6 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
You just eat, you go to Five Guys, 6 months,
Yep.
starts immediately coming back.
And that's, again, to be realistic about the perfect body is like, you got to have balance in your life.
Mm.
You know,
without question.
these pro bodybuilders, these elite level
Athlete.
specimens,
Yeah.
they find the balance, but then they also find the discipline.
100%.
Interesting.
And
You know
that's
what-
really what it is.
I want to pick a brain about this too, because when we was crafting, the carefully curated questions, we were going through different types of physiques, right? So for example, you have, let's take football, linemen.
Yeah.
Yes.
They look big, but the lineman I played with was in tip top shape. They weighed 320, they weighed 330 or whatever the case may
Right.
be. They could move though, right?
Yeah.
Strong as hell, they could run all day. I'm like, so when you're looking at that, like you said, I think it depends on what you're doing. But then two, genetics,
Yeah.
right? So you have genetics that, like, some people are born bigger, some people are just born skinny, right? And then you have to figure out, like you said, what your physical, what's your perfect physique like in your tone? Because some people can work out as much as they want to, but they will never be like a Coach JR because that's just who they are.
So that makes me think of and Coach, speak on this idea of, I think it's endomorph, mesomorph,
Yeah. The body types.
ectomorph.
Yep.
Is that bullshit, or is there something to that?
No, that's completely real. Like when I write a nutrition plan,
Mhm.
I do custom plans.
Yeah.
And that's why. because I train dudes that are 7 feet tall. Can't write a plan for a 5'11" dude. That's a different body.
Exactly.
So those bodies are out there. Like I grew up with that long-limbed. Like when I was in high school, man, I was shredded just naturally playing basketball and baseball.
Exactly.
And my thing was like, I gotta get bigger. I want to look like John Cena. Like that's another body type where I was like, dude, that physique is awesome. But I'm playing basketball in high school and trying to play in college. It's like, why the fuck do I need to look like John Cena?
100%.
That's what I say now. But when I was 17 and 18, I was like, dude, that guy is awesome.
100%.
But yeah, the body type thing, 100% is real.
I want to call some bullshit. Well, you let me know if this is bullshit or not too. And I'm going to tell you who my physical physique was. It was Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther when he was Killmonger. Like I remember when he was when he was about to fight the Black Panther, that he took off his shirt and was like chiseled. I was like, yep, that's it. I want to be that. So let me go ahead and call Coach JR and his company to get that way. And then BMI. How bullshit is BMI? Because it's like,
or is it bullshit?
Or is it bullshit? Because I had one of my lineman friends from football. According to the BMI scale, he's like
obese,
right? But he's in the best shape of his life.
Yeah.
So how is that? How does that work?
I don't go off of that a lot of the time because it is like that, where it's like, dude, what are we looking at? You know?
Yeah.
It's like those you ever seen those body fat calculators where you hold the thing? It's like a Nintendo controller. Like, dude, that's not real. You know? So one of the gyms I used to work at had that, and they were like, "Yeah, we're going to test people's body fat." And I'm like, "Okay,
not with that, you're not."
Because you should do a pinch test.
Yeah,
and that's got human error to it. And then the best way to do it is the water thing, where you are in a tub of water and it's weighing out your buoyancy and like how much
displacement of water.
Like that's pretty pricey, you know, and I don't think it's necessary. So BMI, it has its purpose. I think it's certain things, especially like in a doctor's setting and stuff, you know. I think it's just more for that person that's like really, really overweight and they need to understand like, hey, you're tipping the scale of like dying. Yeah. You know, and this is what you need to do. I think you take those athletes that, oh, he's obese, but he's a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete.
Yeah, too. I've seen that before too.
I want to just dive a little bit deeper into this before we seal up this topic. So there are different body types.
Yeah.
But within the different body types, is there an ideal within each of the respective categories? So is there like an ideal endomorph, an ideal mesomorph, or is it kind of like free form and it's whatever you want it to be?
It's pretty free form. I mean, if you look at the body types, the best way I can answer this is each one of those body types has a set percentage of macronutrients that they're supposed to be taking in.
Okay.
So it breaks down from fat, protein, and carbohydrates. So once for me, if I meet a client or a prospective athlete and I have the chance to sit with them, I'll be able to kind of gauge where they're at, like in those three categories. And then that gets me to their macronutrient breakdown. So then I'll take their current body weight, I'll move it over to what is the goal that we're trying to hit, right? So if you said to me, hey, I want to get shredded. This is how many days a week I work out. This is my activity level. I need to know your activity level, your body type, and your overall fitness goal. And then that's how I create plans.
But from a health perspective, is shredded the best? Is having a little chub on you the best? Is being very muscular the best? Which one, is there a best?
I mean, I would have to go with more of the lower body fat percentage. I don't want to say shredded. I just think, you know, there's healthy body fat percentages and then there's not so healthy. So I think from a health standpoint, that would be my best answer, is to be aware of your body fat percentage and the goal.
Yes.
When you do, listen, what's the percent of America you think wants to try to lose weight right now?
God, I don't even know.
A lot of people, everybody wants to, but no one wants to put in the work.
Okay. So here's what I would tell all them. We're trying to get your body fat down. We're not just trying to get the number on the scale down.
Right.
Because the body fat is your fat around all your organs and all that unhealthy stuff.
I see.
So you're trying to decrease body fat, increase lean muscle mass. However anyone takes that, you know, it's a different world, because you take the bodybuilder who's 2 weeks out from his show and he's eating tilapia and asparagus. He wants to get to 3-4% body fat and have his skin like sandpaper. I don't think that's healthy. It's not healthy. I mean, you've seen those dudes pass out on stage and cramp up and have to get rushed to, hospitals and stuff. So I think having some muscle mass, having your body fat at a healthy range, that would be my best answer.
There it is.
It is exactly. Last quick question though, from a physique standpoint, because we can get into this in the next question. When do you know when to use supplements to get to the?
Well, we are going to talk about diet in the next question.
No, but from a physique standpoint,
okay.
Right? So like if I'm trying to look like Troy in Brad Pitt and Troy,
right?
If I'm like, okay, I'm working out 5 days a week, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and all I'm doing is drinking protein shakes,
right?
When do I know when to take like whatever to take, like wherever it's just like,
So there's like 5 to 6 supplements that I would say are key to help your fitness journey, but supplements are meant to supplement a healthy lifestyle. So it's not just have another shake or take those pills. It would be to say, hey, how are your calories looking? How many grams of protein did you get in today? How many carbs? And you look at that first.
I see.
And then I think when you start to hit that, I don't even want to say a wall, because there's not like one magic supplement that's coming in and changing it,
Right,
exactly.
I mean, even the steroid thing, that's not a magic pill. Like those dudes work for that, like you're putting that in your body. Yes. Number one, which again, I don't agree with it, but they're putting it in their body because they have whatever they want to do. Right.
Yeah.
But they're still eating like it's a job. They're lifting like it's a job.
Yeah.
They're putting that in, you know what I mean? Like,
they're working.
Because there's people that take that stuff and don't do anything, and they gain weight and they get the side effects of it. They get the after effects, and it's like, yeah, it's not a magic. There's no magic potion.
Exactly.
What happens? They just get like fat and grow breasts.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Sounds
Boom.
great.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. So is there a perfect physique? I mean, it is, I don't want to call it debatable, but it sounds like to a certain extent, you want to have a lower body fat percentage. You want to have some muscle on you for protection reasons.
Yep.
And to maintain strength and to have strong bones.
And confidence.
Bingo.
I mean, you want to look good in your shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Look good.
Without your shirt on.
And when the summertime come around, you want to go on the beach and like, I don't want to
get blueberries with your shirt off in the winter.
Right?
in the wintertime when it's like
That's a good way to
22
do it.
degrees outside.
All right. So then the next question on the next episode is there a perfect diet? We will see you on the next episode.
On the next episode of the 8 Question Show.
You can't limit people's carbohydrates. And that's what a lot of these things do. That's what a lot of the prescribed diets do, like Metafast and those like doctor ones,
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. My mom's a nurse. She's been a nurse for 4 years. And I remember when Metafast first came out,
Yeah.
it's like you're having like these stupid shakes that are like macronutrient wise, they're nothing.
Yeah.
And then your last meal of the day is like a lean protein and greens. No carbs in that. There's no like starches,
exactly.
So people are losing weight because you're in a calorie deficit like crazy.
Yeah.
Sure.
But then your energy sucks, and it's not sustainable. It's not real.